What's it really like to stay in an eco lodge in the Philippines? In this episode, Amanda Kendle interviews us about our first trip to the Philippines, our stay at Moalboal Eco Lodge, what surprised us most, what we loved, and the key things to know if you're planning your own trip.
Welcome to the Global Travel Planning Podcast. Your host is founder of the Global Travel Planning website, Tracy Collins. Each week, Tracy is joined by expert guests as she takes you on a journey to destinations around the world, sharing travel inspiration, itinerary ideas, and practical tips to help you plan your next adventure. Join us as we explore everywhere from bustling cities to remote landscapes, uncover cultural treasures, and discover the best ways to make your travel dreams a reality.
Hello and welcome to episode 92 of the Global Travel Planning Podcast. I am not Tracy or Doug. I'm Amanda Kendle and I am interviewing Tracy and Doug for episode 92. It is their Philippines trip report. They have just come back from what sounds like a super amazing, really relaxing, delightful, lovely trip, and I wanted to know all about it. So they've invited me on to ask all the questions. So welcome, Tracy and Doug.
Thank you, Amanda. That's very cool.
Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you so much for agreeing to do this as well. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
My pleasure. It's just my nosiness, really. I just want to know, and this is a good way to find out more.
Can I also just say that if you're listening and you recognize Amanda's voice, you probably do. So, Amanda, would you just like to say that obviously you are kind of the queen of podcasters in Australia?
Stop, but thank you. I don't know about that. But yes, so I have been running the Thoughtful Travel podcast for about 10 years now. So, yes, if you want to hear some more travel topics, hop on over to the Thoughtful Travel podcast. So, thank you.
And I will link that in the show notes. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you. All right. So, straight into it. It was your first trip to the Philippines for both of you. I have also never been to the Philippines, so I am a blank slate. Tell me, what were your overall impressions of visiting the Philippines?
Well, I'll start them. My first impressions, and it lasted from the moment we stepped off the plane to leaving, was what lovely people.
Yeah, people are so friendly, so welcoming. Yeah. They really are hosting you in their country, and that's how it felt right from the start. Everybody was really genuine and really friendly and wanted you to enjoy your time there, have a good time. And, you know, everybody smiled at you. Everybody was smiling. Yeah, it was just real relaxed. Yeah, chilled out, relaxed. Yeah, in fact, I will say when we first flew in, on the Sunday, that was my first impression. You know what, airports can be really chaotic and, you know, people can be short-tempered and a little bit crazy or stressful. Yeah. It was the easiest airport I have ever been to in terms of just the ease of the friendliness of the people. We had accidentally we're supposed to get it's not a visa,
but a pre-registration for the visa, but we didn't actually get the visa.
We didn't actually do it properly. But they had to help us when they arrived. So it was just, so again, we went through the passport control and they went, just go down there and somebody will help you do it. And it was done so easily.
That's a strange thing. Smiling passport control.
Yeah, that's
true. You don't get many of them.
You do not, indeed.
That is true. That is true. So it was very, right from the minute, it just was kind of very chilled and very relaxed and very welcoming. So that was lovely. It was really, really nice. So, yeah, I think that was, for both of us, we were like, wow.
That's straightforward.
That sounds brilliant. And that's it's my stereotype I have of the Philippines. So it is excellent to hear that it is true and it's true when it's really a beautiful, friendly place. Now I really want to go already.
Yeah, you need to.
I will. Well, you've got to spend the next little while convincing me extra to go. So
okay, right. Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay, now more specifically, you spent 10 days in an eco lodge in Moalboal, which is, if I'm right, a few hours southwest of Cebu, or
Yeah, so we landed at Cebu City. So I think it's about 75 kilometers, southwest on the coast, which sounds like it's not very far away, but it takes you about 4 hours in a car because the traffic is a bit crazy. Yep. And what's interesting, it's crazy, but there's a lot. It felt a bit like Bali, but except there was more cars on the road, especially in Cebu City. It took us an hour to get from the airport from actually entering Cebu City when we left to actually get to the airport. It was crazy, a lot of traffic. Wow. Anyway, so that by the by, so we you'd think that things are closer than they are, but it isn't. So you have to kind of take that into consideration.
That's part of the relaxing thing. There's no...
Yeah, no kind of...
even with the cars and the traffic, we saw nobody losing the temper. It's just all friendly.
Yeah, it was,
no irate drivers. And, even though it was congested and busy, nobody seemed to lose the temper that I saw.
No, not at all. Anyway, so the story about how we ended up going there, because obviously we hadn't been there. So, so I was, because I've got quite a few busy months ahead of travel, and I knew that was coming up. So Angie happened to, so I've known Angie and Simon, who actually own and run Moalboal Eco Lodge, and I've known them for 9 years. I've known Angie because she was a travel blogger, and she still is. She's got Feet to Travel. And she kind of got a whole gang of us together to support each other in those early days of blogging. And I've kept in contact with Angie. Now, just between Christmas and New Year, she sent me a Happy New Year message on Facebook. And at the same time, we were kind of talking about somewhere to go just for a relaxing trip. Yeah. And she sent me that message in the morning. By the end of the day, I'd booked the flights and at 9 nights at the Eco Lodge. I just said to, I think I sent her a message going, what's the weather like in February? Have you got availability? And then she didn't get back to me. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to book these flights anyway. Cause I looked online and was like, there's Jetstar flights now from Brisbane to Cebu City. And it's like a 6.5 hour flight. It's a no-brainer. We're just going to go and do that. So Doug hadn't even asked for the time off work at this point, and I had everything booked.
I was not even involved in the conversation, to be truthful with you, until over dinner that night. Oh, by the way, we're going to the Philippines. Oh, are we? Okay.
But there is another kind of story to this. So I've known Angie for, like I said, 9 years. So that was kind of immediate, and also she's been on the podcast previously on episode 29, where she was talking about her journey, her and Simon's journey they actually lived in the southwest of England, and their journey from there to selling up and moving to the Philippines and building the Eco Lodge. So I kind of, she'd been on and talked about that. So I was kind of really interested to see what they had created. But also Angie supports the local animal sanctuary in Moalboal. And so I've been kind of following along with that. And so they work really closely and support, like there's a spay and neuter clinic and then the sanctuary. And then last year she found some puppies at the end of the drive. And so they were taken at the animal welfare sanctuary, but she was like, was anybody want to sponsor one of the dogs? And then you can name the puppy. So at that point we sponsored London. So I was kind of keen to meet London since we've been sponsoring her since she was basically a small puppy. She's just over about a year and a bit old now. She's been spayed. She's had all the injections. She's really looked after, really well cared for, but we just wanted to meet her, didn't we?
We did. Yeah. That's right.
So that was kind of going to see Angie, going to see the Eco Lodge, going to meet London. It was kind of, and we hadn't been there before. So, and it was easy to get to. So it kind of ticked just loads of boxes.
And I was intrigued about an Eco Lodge, to be honest.
Is it your first stay in that kind of accommodation?
That's right. Yeah.
For both of us.
It was for both of us. So intrigued as to exactly, you have an image in your head when somebody says Eco Lodge. I wanted to see how that works out in reality.
Yeah, well, tell me a bit more. Like, what was eco about this Eco Lodge? Because there's lots of possibilities, I think.
Yeah, well, oh gosh, and I don't want to let Angie down. So I want to be really, really kind of clear about like how like her and Simon have really gone into this kind of, to make everything sustainable. And I know on her. I look on her website as well when she talks about it. She's saying like about ecotourism and about kind of, how they can develop the Eco Lodge and everything. And she's saying about it not being a label for them. It's like daily practice and woven into everything that they've done around the lodge, about how they host it, and everything about it. And when we actually arrived, Angie went through a whole load of kind of like information about things like water in the resort, because water is very precious, because they collect the rainwater and that's what they use in the resort. So we had an outdoor shower, so it's about like wet yourself but then switch it off and then lather up the soap, then switch back on again because of the amount of water that can be wasted. And everything, how they've done it and how they've built everything is really taken into consideration kind of the nature of where it really is a kind of like immersed in nature as well. Like the bamboo that everything is built with is locally sourced.
But it was focusing for us though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it just made us like think about it, like they don't use any single-use plastics whatsoever. Everything, like they've got recycling bins for everything, like from the food, from the glass bottles, from cans. Like everything's really thought out. And I was talking to Angie the other day, and she was thinking, like, she was saying to us, like, even the towels, she deliberately doesn't have white towels, she deliberately doesn't have white sheets, because then again, like for bleaching them and keeping them clean, like she doesn't want to have that with white ones where they get dirty, they've got to be bleached. So she was thinking about that. So things like air dried, like the whole design of each of the lodges that we're staying is all done. So it's
so
like
thoughtful.
It's all so done so thoughtfully. Everything's like there's no aircon. You've got fans, but it's done so that there's airflow. So you really feel like everything. You really do feel like you're immersed in the whole nature. We had a gecko in our lodge as well. It's set in like the gardens. Just everything, like they support local businesses. So like we had we quite often would get a tricycle into or back from Moalboal if it because it's hot. So if I've had we'd send a WhatsApp message to Dante, who's or Samson that we'd use to get the tricycles. So again, kind of supporting the local community. And also, obviously, they work very hard sponsoring and looking after the dogs. Basically, there's three things that Angie does to support the dogs. Like one is she'll go around and then she'll give them tablets to help with the skin or any like deworming tablets. Obviously, she asks if it's an own dog, she'll ask them before she does that. She supports spaying local dogs every month. So again, she'll go, and if it's a stray dog or if it's an own dog, she'll ask them. So I actually was very privileged enough to go to the spay clinic with two local dogs that were spayed, and actually there were 38 dogs there that were spayed. It was amazing. It was an incredible experience. And also she sponsors dogs as well. So they have a little eco shop so that if you buy anything from there, they give 10% goes to the animal welfare. They also are really keen on like things like the shark whale, that are really kind of popular. The whale shark, I should say, not the shark whale.
I was the whale shark. Check. You mean whale shark? Yeah.
Whale shark.
That's a different species.
It's a different species. Whale sharks, like they're not encouraging people not to go and dive with whale sharks because it's not a sustainable. It's not a good practice to do that. It's not for a selfie you can damaging the environment. It's not good for the whale shark. So they're kind of like keen on that sort of thing. But everything they do is basically around.
So mindful.
Everything is so mindful.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like
the guests that were there arriving and leaving when we were there, everybody we spoke to seemed very open to the whole concept and listened and talked about it as a theme for topic, for conversation for the other guests there that we spoke to. And so it's very thought provoking. I saw,
Yeah, and I mean, talking to Angie and Simon is really interesting. Like just the way they've thought through everything.
Yes, I think so.
And even now, like Angie's looking at constantly thinking about things, like for example, like the sheets and all that sort of. When she was talking about that, and like the towels, so she was asking, like, "Do you want the towels changed?" I'm like, "No," because like she gives you a towel, like a bamboo towel rack, to dry your towels on, so you don't need to change your towels. They're fine. And I said, well, I wouldn't do it in a week at home, and same with my sheets, so I don't need to do that here either. But even things like you had an aluminium water bottle and for each in the room, and then a water cooler so you can fill up with water. So again, not going out and buying plastic bottles. Offering like the cotton shopping bag so that we could use that rather than plastic, because they do love giving plastic bags out in the shops. So it's all that. And I think it's like just making you think and about kind of just the water, thinking about the water, how much water is wasted when they rely on rainwater. So if there's no rain, they don't have any water. So you've got to be really conscious about what you use. Yeah,
and I think it's thought provoking and focusing when you leave as well.
Yeah.
So here we are. Okay, we only got home yesterday from the trip. But I certainly think there's more thought-provoking going to be for me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I mean, we're pretty good in that. We're not
bad with that one.
We try, but and I think that's the thing is that as well, that it's taking some of those principles and seeing what you can over time put in your own life and think about kind of the impact really. But I just think it's just a great way to spend a trip. It was just such a relaxing environment and so I guess the nature as well. There's the nature around, and you'd hear the geckos every night, and I mean it was, and also where it's located. You walk through to get into Moalboal itself. You walk through a local village. Villagers were so friendly, but again, like Angie said, you're getting a glimpse of, which not everybody does. Yeah. Local life and meeting the locals when you walk through. They're really friendly when we got lost. You got their notes that way, which you don't, you would not generally get the ability to do that if you were staying in some, big resort somewhere.
Average resort. Yeah, exactly. They shield you from as in they try and keep those things apart, which is such a shame and not good for the local community at all. So
no, exactly. And it was really nice as well because like the tricycle guys that we had, Samson and Dante, when they picked us up, it was great because we go, oh, there's my house, and then we had to stop at Dante's and met his wife, and it was just lovely. It's just really lovely and asking, and it was really funny. One night we would come back and Dante was like, because it was Doug's birthday last week, and so Dante was like guessing our ages, and then we had to guess his age, and it was just really good fun, just like chatting about stuff.
I was thinking even on the taxi driver when we first arrived, he stopped off and bought some dinner for him and his wife and family. Yeah. So then we were driving down towards the Eco Lodge. He pulled over just so he could deliver his takeaway food for his wife and family. Set up for his dinner when he got it in that evening.
That's so sweet.
Fair enough.
It's
totally. So relaxed.
Chilled out, really, really relaxed, and Angie's got a really good. You can go on the website, and she's got more. She's always writing new articles about this way of traveling, and about kind of this nature, being immersed in nature, and the advantages of that, and how they're constantly looking at kind of the eco sustainability and all that kind of really into making sure that they support the local businesses. They do everything they can to as well educate as well about it. So
I think so.
Really good. Really good.
Definitely.
And like you said, Doug, the ongoing education, because you leave and you keep thinking about it, and you travel somewhere else and think about the things you learned.
That's right. Yeah. I think it does. I think it can change you. I mean, it sounds a bit dramatic and a bit out there sort of thing, but I think it does. I think that's part of travel, full stop. Your whole experiences wherever you go is sort of not just opinions and culture, but also a way you live your own life.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I think so. And I think it's important. I'm not going to get on my high horse about it, but I think, we're living in a world where there are big powers and big players who are saying, oh, there's no such thing as climate change. These things don't exist, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, we're all living it. We all know that it's happening. And I've heard the argument, oh, well, if these big countries don't do something, why should I do something? And it's kind of like, well, we all have a responsibility. We all live on this planet. So, even if you just do something small, it can make a difference. And, it's like, it's not saying that we're always going to stay in an eco lodge, because we do like the other hotels that we go and stay to as well. We do like sometimes a little bit of luxury, and sometimes we like a bit of aircon, but it doesn't mean that you can't experience this and take away from it as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yeah, I think that's fabulous. We're mentioning luxury. So this place sounds like my perfect kind of place to stay. I hate aircon anyway. I'm, obviously I run the Thoughtful Travel podcast, so I am into all of the sustainability side, the commitment to local communities, all of it is perfect. But I think that I'm not the most typical traveller. So what would you say to people who are used to a bit more luxury? Do you think that they'd still be, is it still a place that people would like to go, and what should they kind of know in advance?
I think so. I think it suits. Honestly, it's adults only at their resort, so that's the first thing to say. That there's no children under 18. So I think it's there's only 6 people at the resort at the moment. They have 3 lodges, so it's small. it's a great place to just go and relax. If you love nature, it's a fantastic place to go and enjoy the nature. They've got kind of one, I don't know what to call it, like a big kind of main lodge kind of area where it's got a kitchen, a sitting area, and then you go upstairs, up the bamboo stairs, and they've got a hammock deck. So if you want to go like we did and chill out for 10 days and relax, it's a great place to go. I mean, when we were there, we met couples from all over the world. There was a lot from Europe,
Belgium,
France, Swiss,
and English.
English. There was going and spending a few nights there. I just think it's a really great place to go if you want to relax and just spend some time together. Yeah. Actually, Angie put on her Instagram yesterday a picture of Doug and I in the hammocks, and she says it's great for couples therapy. You know what? And it really is, because we just relaxed and chill. I don't think we argued once when we were there. We've been back 24 hours and we've argued twice. So there you go. So actually, we need to go back. But it's true. It really does.
I will add, whatever your previous holiday experience and expectations, because I'm not going to lie, I like my creature comforts. But it's having that open-mindedness to actually try something different, maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone. And it's no bad thing for anybody traveling.
Yeah, fully agree. Yep. Great point.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And you know what? I think it only enriches you anyway. I think having, and we were talking about this with Angie and Simon the other day, it's like, obviously sometimes they like to have a bit of luxury when they travel, and we all, they've traveled very basically for a long time while they were saving up money and stuff. And so I think having a variety of experiences is really useful. I think it just can. So like if you're used to a 5-star and you think, I don't want to do this, I want to try this, I would just challenge you, do it, go there, try it. Because I think you will really thoroughly enjoy it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too.
Yeah. Variety is excellent. I agree. Now, what did you learn? I want to know a bit more about the Philippines in general. So you were obviously, mostly in one spot, but did you learn some stuff about the Filipino culture, food, or what kind of things did you learn?
I've worked with Filipinos, nurses mainly, in the UK and in Australia. And I've always known friendly people, and I've tried some Filipino food in the past, which has also been delicious. So I was keen to sort of see what it'd be back like in their homeland, and I was not disappointed on either front.
Wonderful.
Truthfully,
I don't know much about Filipino food. Could you give me a little taste test of what's in?
Not names of, no. It's usually try the food. Oh, that's lovely. What was that called? That's fair. That's fair. Are we talking like curries or rice dishes or salads, or what's their main fare? Bit of all of the above, really, to be truthful with it. There's one dish I took a fancy to. It was like a savoury white sauce with chicken and pineapple.
Yeah.
Ooh,
absolutely lovely. And I'll try to remember the name of it, and I can't.
Well, we did write it down, but I don't want to massacre it, because I would do. But that was really good. And a lot of we did like the mango float, so that because you get lots of mangoes, so the fruit was really, really good. Yeah, I really like pork, so they do this kind of roast pork knuckle, and that's called crispy pata. Probably pronounced that wrong, but I tried that, and I had that with garlic rice, which is kind of traditional. That was really, really good. Actually, it was a lot of meat. We shared that, didn't we? It was really, really good. Yeah. We tried lots of different food when we were there, though, because there was a lot of kind of different. We had Thai, we had Chinese, we had Filipino.
Yeah, I did.
We went to there was a
Hawaiian,
place. Yeah, so we tried lots of different food. But we went to a place called Venz's in Moalboal, which does really good Filipino food, and that's where we had the crispy pata, and Doug had that the creamy dish with the chicken and in fact they came and asked if I liked the pork, because she was like, this is our signature dish, and I went, oh no, it was really, really
was that
good.
mouse called nanok? Something nanok, was it?
Piniyahang Ninok, I think it is. Yeah. I've probably said that completely wrong. We did ask him. We tried to pronounce it a few times to get it right. Yeah. But it was really good. I mean, the food was really good. We every night we're going, which one should we eat tonight?
Yeah, that's right.
There's so much choice.
All served with a smile, I have to tell you.
Sounds amazing.
The other thing that was really interesting about the culture, which Doug kind of knew, but I wasn't, it was just how big music and karaoke is in the Philippines.
Wonderful.
Like, honestly, like the local village beside us would the music, and everybody in the village would share it. So one boombox or whatever was on loud from like 5 or 6 a.m. They'd put it on
in the morning,
and then the music would be kind of going until, I don't know, maybe 9ish at night. And we're kind of talking about that, and because people in the village just don't have televisions, but they have the music, and there's that kind of, which is a really kind of good social way to socialize. But also when we're talking to Dante about the music and the love of karaoke, and he was saying, oh yeah, every Filipino house has a karaoke machine. And he said that while karaoke comes from Japan, the actual machine was developed in the Philippines, and everybody absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
So he was talking about his favorite songs. What he and I was like, oh, we can't sing, but apparently it doesn't really matter if you can sing.
It does not matter for karaoke. It is not about voices. Yeah. It's about having fun. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
It made me smile. His favorite singer was Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Well, I said, well, that guy could sing.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, no, it was good. And I think, a couple of other things that I didn't expect, which one probably, I'm not going to judge it because it's not my culture, but in the Filipino culture, there's a lot of cockfighting, so cockerels everywhere. Yeah. Cockerels, I've never seen. I did not know this, but they are just hundreds of cockerels, like everywhere where there's just cockerels because of cockfighting. So that was something.
You can hear them. Trust me, you can hear them.
Right.
Because the first time we walked through the village, I was like, why is there like 100 cockerels here? What's going on? And then I was talking to her, and she said, yeah, it's like a traditional, it's cockfighting. And again, we're talking to the tricycle drivers about that, and they were kind of saying, have you been to a cockfight? And we're like, no, not something for us, but we understand, obviously, it's something that's important for in their culture. Apparently, they can make quite a lot of money from it. So for them, it's kind of it's just one of these things you can't. It's a cultural thing, and it's that's how it is. But one thing we did see as well in terms of kind of, I guess, turning it on the head, because cockerels you kind of think cockfighting not particularly great. But what we did see is like how there's dogs everywhere. I've never seen so many dogs anywhere as I have in the Philippines. Yeah. I really haven't. But how much care we saw towards a lot of the dogs was amazing. Like there was a lot of people taking their dogs to be spayed, and the spay clinic, they will support like lower income families if they can't afford to have it done. I'm not saying that's across the board that all the dogs have been looked after.
Lots of street dogs.
Because no, there's a lot of street dogs, and there's a lot of issues with puppies, and that is something that Angie's doing when she goes out and kind of treats the dogs for mange and stuff. But it seems to be like they are a dog loving country. Yeah. I think just that the problem has got out of hand in that there are so many, which is why it's so important. The work that Angie's doing, the work that the Moalboal Welfare is doing, the work that the Spay and Neuter Clinic is doing.
And the volunteers.
The volunteers that help. It's really, really important. And I will say that I am going to put a link on. I'm going to put pictures on. I'm going to put a link on, because I really, really, really want to encourage, if you're listening to this podcast, you are a dog lover and you want to support. Now, whether that is you want to sponsor a dog, now we'll say if you're going to sponsor a dog, it's for the life of the dog. It's not just for like 6 months until it grows up. It's you're going to support that dog for life. So that's a commitment. If you don't want to do that, but you want to contribute to spaying or neutering a dog, preferably spaying, because I prefer to get to the spay the bitches. It's just better. Mm-hmm. Then you can do that. You can make a donation at the Spay Clinic. For each dog that is spayed, they will then do a street dog for free. Wow. So that's also, that's happening. Yeah. That Spay Clinic that I was at, only 6 dogs were paid for. So there were 38 dogs spayed. So 32. So actually 26 were paid for, so by donations. Actual, exactly. Yeah, so I think it's really, really important.
Super important.
To do that. And also Angie's work as well, going around and giving the dogs medication, is also really important. And again, just the educating about making sure that, if you do have a female dog, that you get it spayed, so that it's not round after round after round after round of puppies. Yeah. So there's a lot of work being done on that, but the people that I met who were caring for the dogs and looking after the dogs, they're just doing an amazing job. Really amazing job.
Good. Yeah, wonderful. Brilliant. Okay, I'm learning lots. Now, a bit about the practical side of things. Are there kind of some logistics tips or tricks, or, what's the best way to deal with money or phone, Wi-Fi, getting around? Tell me some more if I'm going to the Philippines.
Okay, well, I would say cash is important. It's very much cash king culture still there. So it's the pesos. Filipino pesos can be a bit difficult to get out of the ATM. Like, there's a limit of about 10,000, and a couple of times I think you got 5,000 or 6,000 in the end.
Because there's a little fee there was. So you couldn't get the 10,000 out. 5 was the maximum each time.
Yeah, otherwise the machine just wouldn't.
That could be just that machine or for that area.
And some of the machine, I know another machine our car didn't fit into. So I'd just be like, you're going to need cash, but you need to get it when you get in the Philippines. That's one thing. Yeah. Because you're going to be paying cash for most things. I don't think I used my card outside of Cebu City. It was literally just cash at that point. Now, it's not a tip-in culture, because we did ask about that, because obviously a driver, but we were sure it wasn't a tip-in culture. But, if you want to give a few hundred pesos at the end of a trip, then if you've had a tricycle ride or a taxi ride, I'm sure they're not going to say no. Yeah. We found WhatsApp was really useful to communicate with everybody. Like our drivers, like the tricycle drivers, we just send them a message on WhatsApp. And they come and pick us up, so that we use that. Doug didn't have any data, or did you?
No. All these millions of people wanted to wish me happy birthday. I had to wait until I got back. All right, then 10 people. All right,
okay. How did you survive with no data? That's hard.
Well, I had a full head of hair when I got there, and I left, and oh God. Maybe.
So
I had a sailor eSIM, which worked for me. So
there was Wi-Fi at the Eco Lodge. Which worked.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Cool. Easy.
Yeah, so I managed with that.
I had a few places we visited as well. They had local Wi-Fi as well, but got a VPN use for safety.
It's hot. I'd also say it's hot.
Yeah, so, how hot? What sort of temperatures and humid?
It was hot.
I guess
it was hot and humid. Yeah, I mean, we've just come back to Brisbane where it's hot, and it was hot there. So I don't think it's been that different. No. So yeah, quite humid. But what was really nice is when we again went on the hammock deck. There's a little bit more of a breeze up there, so it was really nice. And actually, we didn't. We haven't got aircon on our bedroom here, so it's no different from when we're over there. We had the fans. And I say, because of the bamboo floor and like trellising, you had a breeze. There was airflow, so you didn't feel too hot. I know one thing when we did get there, Andrew was just asking us about like what sprays we had. Like, did they have DEET because they're so we didn't. I actually used. I've got a mosquito repellent that actually came from the UK, which is like animal free. It wasn't tested on animals and stuff like that, so I didn't have anything bad in it, because there were a few mosquitoes and stuff. But she was just saying like things like DEET will, because all of the floors are varnished. Mm-hmm. She's like, it'll melt the varnish. And we were like, whoa.
DEET's nasty,
but
isn't it?
which is it's crazy. But
still, for sun cream, sunblocks, and any bug spray, still put on well away from the buildings.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
yeah.
Made a point of doing that.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think really. Shoes off.
Yeah, well, the culture is you take your footwear off when you're walking on the bamboo floors.
Yeah.
So we did that.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. But I'm trying to think of any other tips. I don't think so. I mean,
about safety, especially in the city.
We didn't feel there was no issues at all in Moalboal. In fact, we felt really safe, and as Angie said, you can walk and no issues whatsoever. In Cebu City, we were absolutely fine. The one thing we were a bit surprised about, we went because we arrived quite late the first day, so we stayed overnight in Cebu City, and we weren't getting picked up till 12:30 by the driver to go to Moalboal. So we went to the shopping centre, and the shopping centre. As the shopping centre opened, you had to go through that scan you and check in a big sign saying no guns, and we were like, "What?" So we were a bit surprised about that, weren't we? But otherwise, we didn't feel unsafe at all.
No,
not at all.
Brilliant, excellent.
No,
and obviously the people were helpful. So if you ever had any worries, you could someone would help you out. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, really helpful.
Because English is,
official language.
An official language. everybody spoke very good English.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you that. So everyone, even in a small village, like everyone speaks some English or good English or...
Yeah. I mean, Tracy's from the northeast of England, so English isn't always most clear. Sorry, anybody from Newcastle.
Excuse me. No, everybody spoke. I mean, we did try to learn a few words. Salamat for thank you, but we weren't very good. I have to say, normally we do try to learn a bit more. I don't know if I'm saying that it's my age that I just can't remember.
I think part of that is because everybody wanted to speak English as well.
When you know they can as well, and it's easy to be. Yeah.
But I usually try to learn please and thank you as well in the language, just because it's like again trying.
Yeah,
and it only needs a few words. So we did that. But I mean it was a good first visit.
Yes,
really enjoyed it.
That's my next question now. So do you want to go back to the Philippines, and are there other areas you think you want to go? What have you heard about? Because it's like a vast
certainly going
place.
Back at some point. Yeah? Definitely go back at some point. No question of that.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're going to go back and dog sit for for Ange and Simon at some point, so they can have a bit of a break, because they've got 3 dogs that they've adopted since they've been there. So obviously for them it's a bit more restrictive to leave because they've got the 3 dogs. So we, at some point we said we're happy to go and dog sit and Moalboal Eco Lodge sit.
Yeah,
so that would be really good. It's just a perfect place to go if you want to just go and relax. There's lots of things to do in Moalboal. There's lots of things to do in there that we didn't do, but we specifically went to relax and just kind of find out a little bit about the Philippines and explore and just have that, rather than go to say, tick stuff off. We know there's a lot of like good diving, there's the good snorkeling, there's the sardine run, I know, which is Doug something that he'd like to do.
Oh yeah, I missed it this time because I was being too lazy staying in the hammock. So my snorkels had a holiday to the Philippines and back without getting wet. So yeah, if Doug could drag himself out of the hammock, that is definitely on the agenda next time.
Right.
Yeah, and I think we'd like to go and see some of the other islands as well. I think there's like 2,000 islands in the Philippines. There's a lot of islands. So I think Bohol is where we've been told is really, really good to go to. So I think if we do anything next time, we'd speak to Angie and Simon anyway, because obviously they're experienced about traveling around. So, and I know they'd helped quite a few people who were staying in terms of the best way to get to different islands, because there's different ways to, like ferries to get, instead of having to go back to Cebu City from them. There was a kind of closer ferry, I think. So I would ask them, and I did actually before we even went. I asked it to Angie. These are the kind of questions I've got about, like, what should we wear? What about money? What about tipping? What about all that stuff? So she's got articles and all of that. So I kind of read through. I mean, literally, we just lived in shorts and t-shirt. It was really, really hot. A few people said to us, we're surprised you're going in February because of the weather. And I'm like, well, it's not. It's high season. It's not cyclone season, not typhoon season. It's actually high season. I think we had 1 day of rain, but again, it's El Nino at the moment, so that can have an impact on that kind of weather pattern. But otherwise, it was really good. We didn't have any issues whatsoever. Just hot.
Yes,
just hot,
which is normal there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, nothing untoward. But I think, I mean, it was just so much we enjoyed about it. I think.
It was. Yeah, it was good.
Sounds amazing. Okay, well, I think I was kind of sold already before we chatted, but now I'm doubly sold, so I will get there. It's not all that far from Australia to get up to the Philippines, so it's always been somewhere that I've kind of been thinking about and just never made it. So, yeah, now I've got an extra reason to try.
Well, honestly, we were in exactly the same boat, and if Angie just happened to send me that message at exactly the right time when I was thinking, where should we go? And I was just like, hey,
it's meant to be.
It's 6.5 hours away. There's a direct flight. It's like, it's just a no-brainer.
Yeah.
And somewhere new to go and see and experience.
Do some good as well. Like you've had a
absolutely. Go and experience something different and try something different and enjoy something different. I think Doug and I are very much the type of travelers who will try, experience, We're flexible. We want to know. We're also nosy. Like you say, you're nosy. So, we're nosy. That's why we do what we do.
Curious, Tracy, I call it.
Okay, curious. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're nosy.
Exactly. Because we want to know, and so perfect way to do it. As I said, I spoke to Angie a few episodes ago on the podcast, and she was talking all about that journey. I followed that journey, and now I see that kind of end product on where they're at, and the amazing things that they're doing in Moalboal, the amazing resort they've created, the amazing impact that they're having. Just they're fantastic, wonderful people, genuine people. So you go not only. Yeah, exactly. So it's just like it's fantastic to see what they're doing so well.
And when Simon and Angie listen to this, thank you very much for making our experience on the Philippines, our first trip, absolutely magical. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
And I'll be there soon. Actually, I have to wait till my kid turns 18 by the sounds of it, but it's not that far away. So.
I was going to say
I'll be there.
you haven't got, absolutely, and just go and explore and enjoy it. And if you want somewhere to relax, that's where to go.
That's right.
Sounds brilliant.
Now I've sussed the hammocks out. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got in and fell out.
It moved.
Yeah, hammocks do move. That's one of the selling points of them.
That's right. It's not easy with a cup of tea in your hand, but you manage.
Yeah, that is a bit of a juggling act. I'm sure you got used to it. That's a good skill you can now add to your resume. So
that's right.
Yeah,
I'm very adaptable. As long as I can adapt with a cup of tea in my hand, I'm usually happy.
I was going to say as well that we did have, because Angela and Simon do breakfast, so you can have a breakfast. They do actually vegan and vegetarian options. So if you're vegan and vegetarian, you can have that. Yeah. But we enjoyed that with the breakfast and a cup of tea, and they're bringing so we did that a few mornings, which was also really lovely. That they brought that down, and we sat on the deck having our toast and omelette and a cup of tea.
To the French couple,
and the other couple, the other couples that were staying, and because we were there longer than quite a lot, so we were meeting people as they were coming and going, which was really cool good. As well. So of course, staying in Eco Lodge, as you mentioned, there's loads of highlights that we want to make sure that we cover, and we've talked about the hammocks, which were just so amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, I've always been a little bit confused about hammocks because I always think there's an accident waiting to happen. But once I got my head round, not literally my head round it, so I actually managed to get into the hammock. I loved it. Okay, yeah, just so relaxing. Yeah. Another thing we absolutely loved is the outdoor shower. Yeah, that's quite a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what better way to be sort of feeling next to some nature to be
showering outside. Yeah. So that was absolutely fantastic. Loved the outdoor shower. It was just amazing. That is attached, so you just go down steps from inside your lodge itself down into the...
Yeah, and we're mindful to do it correctly.
Yep.
Well, just turn the shower on, wet yourself, then turn the shower off.
Yeah.
Preserve the water.
Yeah, then get the soap on and then shower on again because preserving the water. But it was great, and it was really cooling as well when it was hot to have a lovely cool shower outside. So that was real. I loved that. It was both highlight. We both loved that. We both loved the hammock deck was just amazing. Yeah. And it was really actually so relaxing because we could work in the morning, and then in the afternoon. So we could work a bit in the morning, have a bit of sway on the hammock deck, bit of cup of tea.
I even do my videos for YouTube.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. And then going out in the afternoon and going out having some lunch and then having a walk around Moalboal itself. It was absolutely fantastic.
It was.
And also, as I mentioned, like part of what Moalboal Eco Lodge do as well is they support the local community, and they work very hard to support the local dog animal welfare sanctuary, which I've mentioned before. We sponsor a dog, London, at the sanctuary. So it was lovely for Angie to take me along there so I could actually meet London for the first time. So I went with Angie the first time and met London and her sisters Lindy and Poe, which was fantastic, and had a look around. I think it was 118 dogs at that point when I was there a couple of weeks ago. They're looking after, which is incredible. Yeah. And then you went the second time with me as well, didn't you?
I did, and I was a little bit emotional because London reminds me of a dog I used to have many years ago as
well. So she's very sweet.
Similar colourings,
Yeah, so very, very, very sweet. And also, as I mentioned before, part of what Angie does is that, taking some dogs to the spay clinic every month, which they pay for. So I was lucky enough to go with Ange to the spay clinic and see just the amazing work that they're doing there every month to spay local dogs. And obviously people from the local community bringing in the dogs to be spayed as well, but they did go and collect stray dogs from the area as well and brought those in, and then they were all spayed on this day. So I think when we talked, it was 38 dogs.
You can see how Angie's known by the locals and the reputation. Amount of people came over chatting to her, so she's respected in that community.
Absolutely, yeah. And just doing amazing work. Yeah, so it's just fantastic. They do such a fantastic job. So those are really the highlights of.
I think. I
mean, there's just so much. Just actually staying in the each. I mean, just our lodge is so different to anything we've ever stayed in before. It's lovely.
That's right. It was, as we mentioned,
bamboo.
It was just different, but we're open-minded to try different.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. Like the bamboo floor and the airflow, so you didn't need aircon, you just had the fans, which was absolutely fine.
Just another one of my highlights, believe it or not, was the trike drivers, Dante and Samson.
Yeah,
because they're such nice people. And locals and supporting the local industry, it's just nice people to talk to.
Absolutely, and just fantastic to meet.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
And of course the food was the highlight. It was just we absolutely loved the food.
We loved the food.
So that was good. But also we enjoyed the breakfast that Simon made us. Lovely breakfast. Yeah. We had the breakfast.
Simon is the egg king.
Yeah, absolutely, and lots of cups of tea on the hammock deck. So that was absolutely fantastic. So that's absolutely cool. Wonderful.
Yeah. Oh. Fabulous. All right. Well, you've told me. Thank you very much. It was very lovely to chat with you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks so much for coming on to the episode and asking us all these questions. And I will say, for if you're listening and you want to sponsor a dog or you want to pay for a spaying of a dog, I will put, as I say, I'm going to put all those links in the show notes, which are at globaltravelplanning.com/episode 92. I'm obviously going to put a link as well to Moalboal Eco Lodge. Book it. Go to the Philippines. Go and stay with Angie and Simon and have a fantastic time. They've done a wonderful, wonderful people, wonderful, friendly reception in the Philippines. And I say, go and experience something different. If Eco Lodge, like for us, it was something new, go and experience it because you're going to love it.
Definitely.
Thanks very much again, Amanda, for interviewing us for this podcast. It's always fantastic to talk to you anyway. Always good to chat. And I will put a link to your podcast as well in the show notes, as well as always to go and listen to Amanda as well. Thoughtful Travel Podcast. Excellent podcast. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you both. Lovely to chat.
Thank you.
And I will sign off now with the usual thing that we say at the end of every podcast, which is Happy Global Travel Planning. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Global Travel Planning Podcast. For more details and links to everything we discussed today, check out the show notes at globaltravelplanning.com. Remember, if you enjoyed the show, please consider leaving us a review on your favourite podcast app because your feedback helps us reach more travel enthusiasts just like you. Anyway, that leaves me to say, as always, happy global travel planning.